Hello and welcome. Welcome to the Happiness Formula with yours truly, Diane King. Well, it's been a long time coming, and I am so honored to be here with you today to bring with you this happiness formula. And of course, I am bringing it to you with true love, Mapenzi. So, what are we covering today? Well, of course, I'm going to be sharing with you a presentation called the Happiness Formula, which is my presentation to you to share with you now, just the way I know how. And as I position myself to disclose to you the strategies for success, courtesy of the World Transformation Summit, I will be looking at in this happiness formula, why? Why do we need it now at this time in the world? What are the benefits and the best use of the formula? Who should use the formula? What the formula is for? And we're going to be preparing our way with a happiness affirmation. So, also key steps, 9 of them that we'll be taking, plus more sample activities. So, are you ready? Happiness formula. What is it all about? Well, if we look at our lives and in the world around us, many people are not feeling satisfied. There's always something missing, with many unanswered questions. My name is Diane, and I am here to share with you my perspectives on the missing pieces of the jigsaw, which is contained within. The happiness formula represents for me a dynamic journey to self-discovery. Its proven healing methods are used for mind, body, and soul transformation. It is a unique learning resource that is designed to provide readers with a source of inspiration and guidance, with insights which are geared at enabling us to identify with our true original powers and to help us fly above life's obstacles. Well, it's going to be taken from my very own personal life experience of navigating various life challenges. And as a result, I wish to take this awakening opportunity offered by the World Transformation Summit to share with you these pearls of wisdom and to inspire you with hope, because irrespective of what may be perceived as limitations, please be reassured that the 9 steps to happiness method does work. So why not give it a try and let me know how you get on? The happiness formula will play an important part in aligning us with soul's true purpose, whilst providing us with a timeless, insightful map about the self, showing us how to fly above obstacles. So are you ready to fly with me? So, how best to use the formula? Well, what I'd like us to use the formula for is, in terms of using it accurately, it will enable you to embrace your soul's full creative potential. It's a unique learning resource tool, yes, and it is geared at enabling you to maximize your practice in, self-mastery. And for maximum success, you are urged to practice them. The various soul expansion activities that are referred to throughout each chapter. And these are detailed in the Soul You Taking Action for Happiness Solutions kit, which entails a variety of practical techniques to help you realize your true power and rebalance your life. You could even use it to improve your relationships with yourself and others, as well as rekindle your inspiration. And of course, unleash the magic of happiness with the formula. I want you to do that. So, guess what? The process does involve a commitment from you in taking the Soul You journey and following the roadmap to happiness via the 9 key steps. So, with a source of inspiration and guidance, insightful inspiration and strategies for navigating these challenges in life, we're going to give hope to yourself and others. You're going to overcome life's painful experiences and practice making yourself a perfect mastery of yourself. Ready? Are you achieving happiness now? Are you getting relaxed? And are you ready to enhance your very own true happiness potential? Well, if you are, well, let's see what this involves. In this world around us currently, we're in a world which is playing itself out with a whole range of vibrational discomfort, dis-ease, as I take a high frequency here in the corner of the screen as we look at what's going on around us currently in this world, playing itself out, challenges. If you're a person who is sensitive to life and you're trying to overcome painful life experiences and challenged, with sensitivity to the ripple effect of world drama, currently playing itself out on the planet, impacting on the masses, how then can we remain in alignment and maintain success, you may ask? Particularly at this time in the planet when the Mother Earth is really crying out. Also, Mother Earth's inhabitants are crying out for some kind of pain relief from the vibrational dis-ease. Now, what are these vibrational dis-ease as we look closer now? We look at the dis-ease of social tension, the economic illusion, the political division, and the religious confusion. So, what does this process entail? This entails a process of having knowledge of self. Who am I? We also need to accept our divinity in the now. We need to be positive beings. We need to clarify our purpose. We have integral intentions. We need to set new direction, and we need to empower ourselves as carers and custodians of the planet. We seek successful outcomes, and we'll be taking 9 steps and more as part of the practice resource of the healing arts. The soul in you will take positive action with the resources that will be shared within the formula and beyond the summit. So in preparation, what I'd like us to do, and in your own good time, look at this happiness and the steps I've taken, and now see if you can focus your own mind in your own time for 5 minutes. Create your own 9 steps to happiness list using your own words to express what happiness means to you. Once you've achieved this, well, the next step, you can create a happiness mantra to focus your vibration. Well, I'll give you an example of what I did earlier on in this mantra journey. The soul in me had to take action at just being perfectly happy. I urge you to do the same, okay? And here is my mantra. Having knowledge of my higher self enables me to accept my divinity with inner calm and with purposeful divine intention. I enter the peaceful light to illuminate my awareness. I am divine manifestation of a soul set free, now on this journey of infinite self-discovery, exploring cosmic realms of spirit's true reality. Sharing 9 steps of inspiration for you to gain successful life transformation with the happiness formula. So, if you use this example, you can practice, you can become perfect at creating your own happiness mantra cards, collage, whatever. Just go for it. Peace, love, and happiness affirmation is yours for the taking. So now, let's take a deep breath, tune into your vibration. Identify how you are truly feeling. In this given moment, note any discomfort and get comfortable. Inhale and exhale for the count of 4 twice. And then relax and be still. Having focused the mind, let us now take the first step into happiness, into knowing thyself. Are you ready? We all come into this world with a blank sheet, or do we? Food for thought. In taking the first step, we are required to navigate the layers of our various personal identification labels. Let us consider things like gender, age, family, and let us ask ourselves, who am I? We could look at labels such as where we live, where we work, our role, our status, our friends, our body. And you can do that as a practice technique with a family, with a friend. Who am I? Fill in the sections that best help you to identify yourself to others. List in the different aspects of yourself that you consider to be more important and numbered in order of priority, okay? And then let's share a value. Share in your value statement below. Where do we get values from? Do they come from us innately, or are we taught our values? Food for thought again. Let's explore this and indicate if you can identify with any aspect of the tables below. Share a value statement whenever you can. I am a divine manifestation of an infinite soul that's peaceful, that's loving, that's kind. And see what you can find. Tick all that apply for you. Are you content? Are you happiness? Are you love? Tell me what you think as we share in this moment. Give it up. I am compassion, purity. Yeah, magic of me. And I am not this body. Are you? Perhaps very difficult for many to accept with logic when we always say it's my body. It is so important for us to know that I am life. Life is energy. And if life is energy, therefore I am a true life force of positive or negative. Right. So, are you a positive life force energy? Or should we continue to explore this phenomena of who we are, a life force energy? Coming at you? Most definitely. Here we are, exploring this aspect of ourself. A life force of energy. You know, if we look at this in closer detail, what do we see? We see energy vibrations of anger, fear, disgust, etc. It's a bodily topography of basic upper and non-basic lower emotions associated with words. So it is important for us to know about our energy. And you can do further research on the scales of consciousness with Dr. Emoto. Google it online and see what you come up with. How then can we relate to our true self if I, having lived our lives with the misconception of my body being me? We always say my body, not I body. Yes, this body may be mine, but it is not me. Is your body you? And if so, what kind of being does that make you and I? A living being, of course, without labels. Well, of course, a major shift in thinking is required here in terms of identity. From the awareness of thinking that this body is me and everything connected to it. Well, if this body personality is me, why then do we find ourselves asking questions about the meaning of life and everything associated with the physical world outside? Let us acknowledge first and foremost that I am this life force soul energy. My body is a human vehicle that transports I, the unique divine soul. I am not this body. I'm merely the vehicle. Yes, I am in charge of this vehicle, and I, the soul, am looking out into the world through these eyes. I am the camera to my soul. I feel, I see, I touch, and I determine that which is useful and worthwhile for us to take into our system. We've got to be so mindful and vigilant with virus control filtering systems for our eyes, our ears, our hands, our mouth, and our mind. Otherwise, we are continually taking in images, things from the outside world, storing them in our subconscious, and the toxic buildup is causing a lot of pain. And this global virus that serves to compromise the internal integrity of our vehicles, operating system, causing the system to malfunction and even crash. those worldly images of horror and pain that we are constantly being bombarded with, even when we don't want to engage with it, do we tune in or out? If we are truly in charge of our eyes and the ears in terms of how we look at things, then aligning with the truer, a higher self, we must be mindfully vigilant. Mind and body, soul pollution, we've got to screen them out. It means that we have to feed ourselves the right quality of information to boost our immunity and energy frequency. Would you agree? Well, how often do you find yourself checking if what you're eating is good for you? Or is it going to pollute the body and cause pain or discomfort in any way? A more important question, I would say, is what am I feeling and what am I feeding the soul in terms of what I'm seeing, hearing, and so on? Are they good for my soul's well-being? So let us see the right things and listen to that which is going to be helpful in carrying us on this journey with comfort and with ease, not with pain. So this is the practice of soul expansion and consciousness in this way is like the driver of a vehicle taking charge to steer the vehicle in a purposeful direction. The challenge for us and for any new driver is learning how to control the vehicle and not allowing the vehicle to get out of control, okay? So if you feel any discomfort, it is often an indication that something is wrong, like a pain signal in the body energy that something is not right. And if the pain persists, the discomfort, it means something is wrong somewhere. So it is very, very important, for us to look after the self and we know we go through life and we encounter many different atmospheres of energy frequencies, and these energy frequencies may either impact negatively or positively. So the natural aspects of who I am and the qualities of who I truly am in today's world is associated often with attachment, to labels, to ownership. And the qualities of love is often skewed up with abuse and ownership. Instead of love being an energy that empowers and gives, it's fast becoming polluted with something people need and want to take as love and possess it. So if the natural state of my being are all the good qualities of love, peace, and honesty, then being in tune with my soul's purpose require me to reconnect with my inner being in silence, and maybe for us to still the mind and melt away any mental clatter and chatter in the energy. Let us move into the vibration of self-acceptance. What I do with this mind, body, and soul, it's all temporary. This body, this vehicle. In the frenzy of thought, business, and action, we get caught up in the drama of life outside of ourselves. And authors like Carl Moore, in his Secret Art of Self-Development, suggest that we're not experiencing true freedom and happiness right now, simply because we're surrounded by limitations, and we should accept that we need assistance in shifting the states of our consciousness to a place of unconditional power, love, and happiness. Yep. He also says that we need to accept that no belief system can grant true freedom or happiness. From personal beliefs about yourself to rules found in some laws that use to govern us, to the policies of big religions, we need to accept that every system only provides a fresh set of limitations to hold us back with limitations that come from nowhere and mean nothing. So says Carl Moore. So, in that frenzy of acceptance, we note that the vibration of the planet is changing. Yep, the vibration of the planet is changing. Can you feel it? As such, we all need to make a shift and an effort in making this emotional, spiritual, and psychological transformation to be able to move light and love through our being and achieve shifting emotional states so that we can experience love and joy and happiness, which is all around us and all about us. And in order to achieve this, I recommend the happiness formula. It will enable us to call on the powers of the universe, and it will enable us to command their help by just being quiet with oneself. Let us accept our limitations, which is the first step to overcoming. Life experiences is often a great influence in the soul consciousness expansion process, particularly with setbacks, such as being told that we are not good enough as a child, or we'll never amount to anything, or we're useless. These messages remain with us throughout our life's journey and can create blockages, fear, negativity, low self-esteem, illness, anxiety, and the list goes on. So, to overcome this, one will need to check that their thought energy, vibration is in harmony. Yes, and it's sent out harmoniously and in alignment with peace, joy, and happiness. Yeah? To heal mistakes involves a simple switch. And I cannot stress the importance of us starting and ending our day with happy thoughts, positive thoughts, filled with acceptance and gratitude of universal blessings. By going deep within and allowing ourselves to visualize that which we want to manifest in our day. With a positive intent, of course, and see what happens. For far too long we've been living in this illusion that for some time, we've convinced ourselves of our worthlessness. Humanity has largely done so. And the time has come for us to explore new possibilities and create peace, abundance, and happiness in our lives. Are you ready? These are the forces. And there's some untapped divine forces out there to support us that we have not even conceived of. There are also supportive forces out there to support us in the process of awakening to our true nature, of who we really are in terms of harmony. So, as such, self-acceptance is the first step into overcoming perceived limitations. Planetary vibrational disease needs some serious healing from the vibrational disease of what we call, remind ourselves again, social tension, economic illusion, political division, and religious confusion. Oh dear, we got to overcome this. Pain relief from the world vibrational disease. Let us melt it together. The great artist, Salvador Dali. What did he say? Well, he said that suffering can be part and parcel of the redemption process. What do you think? What's going on as we ponder that? If we look around us, and note that over a period of over 2,000 years, people the world over have found the icon of suffering to be a redemptive image. There could be something in that suffering is a powerful part of the human canvas, a part of the metaphor, perhaps, the tattered blanket of our existence. We all come into this world and we find ourselves reaching out for something. And if we ask ourselves, what are we reaching for? What would your answer be? Could we be in a prison of our own making? And if so, how do we break free? These are just some of the questions that seem to come up from time to time. Life appears to be constantly changing, constantly flowing through us, in us and around us. This energy being that I am also indicate that I am free to be a soul. Some people are amazed at this intensity of vibrational distress when they recognize who they truly are, particularly when it comes to letting go of some of the very strong held beliefs and attachments to the programming associated with family, race, and or culture. What is going on in this world? As we consider and ponder for a moment, What is going on? Unlike anything else you have ever felt before, we'll come to the realization that a new way of thinking and being will require a shift in our perception of our true self. The ego separates us from our true self. Take a quiet moment now and reflect, and let us notice how we perceive things and the various activities and exercises, how we observe, how we begin to filter everything that we have read through our thoughts, perhaps on the basis of much of our strong held beliefs about ourselves, and this in turn create our perception and thoughts about who we think we are. And imagine how those thoughts then shape your attitude and your behavior towards yourself and others. An attitude. And also, here's another tip for you. This is a test on your happiness awareness. Go through it. True or false. It's a true or false. I'll just make this bit a little smaller so you can actually see what the quiz entails. Yes, that is the quiz. I won't labor too much on the quiz, but we need to take quiet moments of reflection to discover our thoughts. Let us look at our thought patterns and see whether or not we are doing ourselves any disservice through our thought patterns, through our own very energy vibration. Where attention goes, energy flows, and it is up to us to decide how we use our mind to think and to respond in our action to any given situation. Because so only I can be the judge of my own self-worth. Instead of looking outside of myself for recognition and approval from others, it can lead to anxiety and stress. So let us note our thought pattern, and how, it is nothing new. There's absolutely nothing new about the studies that talks about the extent to which our immune system is affected by our thoughts, emotions, and our attitudes. Medical science too recognizes the role that stress plays in our lives. And we all know how prone we all are at times to unhelpful attitudes of fear, worry, anxiety, blame, even anger, frustration, and sorrow. This in turn often results in some kind of discomfort in the body, mind, or soul. So we need to accept that in today's world, we have a language of stress, definitely pursuing us, trying to befriend our peace and disturb it. It's so much toxic overload of misinformation about who we should be, who we should like, who we should vote for, and how we should live our lives, often according to someone else's rule book, while reality exists outside the complexities of language, culture, and other limiting external self-identification labels. So what kind of thoughts are you having? Let us see if we can identify that in your activity in your own time. And even if you feel satisfied in your daily life, know that there are times when we have to really step into the zone of knowing thyself and looking at our thought pattern. And on this chart, you will see negative thoughts, 4 types of thoughts: ordinary thoughts, waste thoughts here on the green, and happy thoughts in the orange zone. So, like I said before, where attention goes, energy flows. And everything is energy. Your thought begins with it, your emotion amplifies it, and your action increases the momentum. So, what in the world is going on with our thoughts? As we question ourselves, who we are, how we think, who governs our emotions. Food for thought all around. And as we move now into the zone of one of the tools that I use to still my mind is a peaceful thought, such as peace itself. This is positive peace. Peace does not mean to be in a place where there is no trouble, no noise, or hard work. It means to be in the midst of all things and still be calm in your heart. Let us achieve that. Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University's spiritual guru, Daddy Janki. I am truly inspired by her. In order to feel happiness, there has to be peace inside, she says. Without inner peace, the unruly mind will not allow the experience of peace or positive quality to emerge. And with inner peace, happiness then becomes joy, which is what? A deep experience within us. And it is based on the power of peace. So peace and happiness seem to be companions. Would you agree? I definitely agree there with Daddy Janki. Google them, Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University. They've got lots of tools which taught me how to still the mind through Raj Yoga meditation. So now, let's get comfy. Let's get comfy and reduce all external extraction and distraction. Extracting ourselves from discomfort and distractions. And if possible, make the environment as calm as possible. Play blissful ambient music if you like, and light a candle of peace. Remember that you are a divine manifestation of an infinite soul that is filled with prosperity and abundance. Remember that you are, yes, and experience this miracle, a soul energy of light and pure, peaceful potential you've got. There's a great misunderstanding that happiness is out there somewhere. These sources may give us temporary pleasure, but it will not last. I'm also a fan of Mike George. He's an author of the book called Mindsets, and he reveals the secret of clear thinking through meditation. He says that silence should not be regarded as merely nothingness or emptiness, because it is the very ground of creation and the ultimate source of creativity. Our life both emerges from and revolves around us, this still and silent point within the inner space of our consciousness. It is the ground of creation and the ultimate source of our creativity. Would you agree? As we ponder those thoughts, I also wish to share with you some clarification of our purpose in the quest for the answers to happiness. I came across Viktor Frankl, the Austrian psychotherapist who wrote the book Man's Search for Meaning. He developed a form of psychotherapy called logotherapy, and within it, they view suffering not as an obstacle to happiness, but often the necessary means to it. He faced torture, and he faced a lot of persecution and pain along with many other Jews. He endured a lot of pain, and he also experienced an epiphany when he realized after his suffering or while suffering that he went beyond pain and he discovered his true power within and beyond pain of body consciousness. You know, people often spend a great deal of time searching religiously for the meaning of life. And Frankl says that the information that we absorb, we need to be careful, because the meaning of our existence is not invented by ourselves, but rather it is detected. It is already there at the end of our experience. Meaning already exists there, and it's there in our lives, and our responsibility is not to go out looking for it, but simply just to notice it. Yes, what does life at this moment demand of me is what he suggests we ask. And we need to stop asking ourselves about the meaning of life. We need to look at how we are taking in things that impact on our unconscious zone. Look at our perceptions and how biased they may be based on the things that we are taking in. We need to filter in and limit some of the things that we're taking in into our consciousness. You know, look at our perceptions and our framing of ideas, thoughts, belief systems, etc. He says we need to stop asking ourselves about the meaning of life and instead to think of ourselves as those who are being questioned by life daily and hourly. So if you're feeling lost, confused, unsure, unclear, perplexed, he reckons that there is no way to happiness because happiness is the way, right? Frankel always say we need to stop asking ourselves these things because this meaning is here for us. It is questioning us hourly, daily. And we have to face up to the full amount of suffering, keeping our moments of weakness to a minimum if possible. Be not ashamed of our tears, which is all part of it, for tears bear witness that a man and woman had the greatest of courage to suffer. So what is our purpose? Frankel says, we can rediscover the true meaning of life in 3 different ways. 1, by doing a good deed. 2, by experiencing a value. And 3, by suffering. Part and parcel of the journey. So here we are. What's going on? Intentions. As I move to the higher point of the screen, it's all about intentions. There's a great mission today, which exists to relieve ourselves of suffering, perhaps, personally and globally. And there are many great thinkers and freedom fighters who've come and gone. So the question, therefore, is suffering healthy? Is it supposed to be part of who I am and our purpose here? Let us explore this for a moment. If you look at the great religious belief systems of even Christianity, which talks about persecution, death on a cross, wages of sin is death. Islam, self-sacrifice, holy jihad, religious wars, creating a global peace mission to purge itself and the world of its own suffering and self-inflicted pain of brainwash and soul control. And the list goes on. So I guess we need to stop asking ourselves about the meaning of life for real, but think of ourselves being asked the question by life itself. It would appear that life is asking us some very important questions. Yep, it's asking us right now. And we can't take time out from life and ignore this inner quest now, can we? Life involves us taking responsibility to find the right answers to the various problems that poses us in life. And our challenge, I think, is to fulfill the task that life is constantly setting us. You know that in ancient Oriental philosophy, it is said that life just is, and suffering is a part of it. So let us accept suffering, as part of the human canvas. Well, it does raise further questions when we do that. In other words, what do we do with suffering? And how do we live comfortably with it, if at all? Intentions. What's your intention? The quest for self-knowledge involves us taking an inward journey, a soul journey, while the journey of 1,000 miles begin with us taking the first breath into the stillness. The quest for self-knowledge. It's a quest indeed. You know that there's a huge amount of distraction outside of ourselves, which is largely not the sort of information that is required to bring us happiness. I can't tell you what your purpose in life should be, but I do realize that my purpose is really here to share in the happiness formula with you now in order to promote peace. In a very natural and organic way, many of us are now ready to wake up and face our true self while exploring new paths to enlightenment. And I guess sometimes I do lose my awareness of who I am, and I feel confused about my purpose, particularly when I fall asleep and ignore my higher self, sleepwalking. So I accept my higher self with peace and purposeful intentions. How about you? Well, most of us go through life with various goals in mind, such as going to school for an education and gaining meaningful employment, having children, meeting the right partner, or making acquaintances with those who can make a difference to our lives. You know, as humans, we are social animals by design. It is our nature. And many of us make plans that we hope or intend to achieve through various means. Much of those intentions begin in the mind in the form of a thought. Human beings can do whatever they set their minds to. Would you agree? Okay, think about the times when you set about to do something new and you did it. Yay! Live your life with intent. Intentions. Our intentions. Yep. Our intentions create our reality and we are powerful beyond measure. Well, a Japanese psychotherapist, Dr. Shoma Morita, said that we should not allow our thoughts or our feelings to distract us from doing what needs to be done now. He also developed a way of dealing with people's feeling and sensation, and he has a method which is summarized in 3 particular rules. Accept all of your feelings, know your purpose, and do what needs to be done now. So new direction is where we're heading, in a new direction. And life is giving us an opportunity to learn and discover new ways of being, right up to the very moment of us living into our death. Happiness Formula is a timely and accessible 9-step transformational initiative that is geared at helping those who engage with it to refocus the mind, recognizing our mind as a powerful tool, enabling us to gain perspectives on where we have been, where we're currently, and where we might like to go. So I urge you to use this happiness formula purposefully, with soul you taking action for happy solutions, with pure positive intentions. You will feel the magic unfolding. Interestingly, one of the most important pursuits of humanity in this whole quest for happiness, everyone wants to be happy. Yeah, they do. So now we are moving into the new direction. For me, in taking a new direction and dissolving pain into joy, I was born a curious child, basically, keen to discover the secrets of life and the nature of things in and around me. And I came into this world very curious about a lot of things. Like a seed planted beneath the earth, because I became curious about the journey ahead. And like a seed, its growth cells are stimulated by the light above and surrounding elements. So too was my personal growth and development. Having experienced what I perceived to be the most painful suffering as a child, I explored a strategy for me, which is called exploring what we call deep toning exercises, vibrational resonance offered within sacred geometrical setting, so that I can tune and retune and tone myself at a cellular level. This, combined with a cosmic yoga dance, enables me to face the following aspects of what I consider to be soul bondage journey, in terms of my attachment to a broken family tree, my father living with psychological challenges, my mother living with diagnosed terminal illness, a brother who's recovering from substance abuse, failed marriage with 2 young people, one with learning difficulties and the other with emotional challenges, mental distress, and a difficult employment journey. You know, these are all the pains that I have had to dissolve and finding a new roadmap towards peace. How did I do that? Well, one of the strategies that I have used is sound vibration, which is often thought of as some kind of secret information, yet vibrational technology is now used to unlock our genetic potential and support us in accessing and living one's highest vibrational point, bringing us to stronger, clearer knowing of our divine connection, to grow in trust of our own guidance, intuition, and power. You know that there are several vibrational points in the body. The effects of toning each area enables cellular purification for divine transmission to be downloaded. Listen up. Binaural beats, powerful resonance. It takes us to a deeper self of integrated soul being that is often transmuted into the greatest vibration of happiness and peace, helping us to concentrate. A new beginning requires us to leverage in the energy we need for truly changing the way we think, stepping into our higher self. A new beginning requires us to leverage in the energy we need for truly stepping into our higher self, keeping ourselves focused, away from the dense part of the body, the vehicle. And as change takes place, we might note that many will experience various physical symptoms. As a universal shift in consciousness occurs, it's like the process of waste elimination taking place, with physical discomfort and challenges to overcome procrastination, taking us to a place of wholeness, soul synthesis, bringing us more balance, remembering who we truly are, releasing egoic identity, upgrading our inner light through neurobiological shift, enabling us to let go and let be, shutting down the mental and emotional analysis, critique, excuses, denial, fear, all involves us in a journey of mental ascension as well as emotional ascension, equally to deal with the issues of releasing blockages that are associated with limitations, requiring us to enter the energy of the heart of divine love, shifting down all mental and emotional analysis. Now it is time for us to live it. No special technique or modality required, just unconditional love and acceptance of who I am. Are you ready to take this due direction into who you truly are as we journey, crossing over vibrational bridges to leave the old earth body plane of unconsciousness behind, step into a new state of existence for a better world? To achieve this, we must allow aspects of the old egoic self that does not serve us to die. This will then enable us to birth a new earth within. The frequencies bathing the planet right now are facilitating our ability to maximize our personal vibrational frequencies harmoniously in oneness. Early civilization, there is also a rites of passage that enables us to transform and experience various vibrational ascension. Are you ready to shift your level of consciousness? Similarly, the experience of resonance of new frequencies is helping to facilitate the process of awakening DNA to its original blueprint and potential as we ascend. The vibrational transmission that aligns us with the emerging happy frequencies that are bathing the planet will open doorways to infinite receptivity. Modern sound frequencies and its geometrical vibration impacts on all things. For all is energy, these new frequencies of vibrational transformation is unlocking us to our personal, planetary, and universal level of vibrational frequencies of consciousness. And it's opening us up to higher divine state of being. And I do recommend meditating with brainwave entrainment and binaural beats, to name but a few. And you can get a copy of that previous clip of binaural beats on YouTube. As we shift and empower ourselves, what's going on in the world? As we empower ourselves as custodians and carers of the planet, I now wish to share with you in my book, my journey as an informal carer and also as someone who supported informal carers, and also as a world peace ambassador. Let us take care of Mother Earth. As we conclude in the book, I conclude with some additional steps into our survival strategies, yes, for successful outcomes. I also share with you combination of ancient wisdom and more recent scientific research. Conclude with vibrations of Deepak Chopra's 10 Keys to Happiness, being aware of the body, living in the present moment, embracing silence, relinquishing your need for external approval, get rid of toxic emotions, having total knowledge of yourself, not judging others or yourself, removing toxins from your life, replacing fear-based thinking with love-based thinking, and cultivating witnessing your awareness of yourself by being the detached observer. Change yourself. In being this high energy of consciousness, I have the ability to switch off the mind from constant replay as I learn to pause now with a full stop. As we change the world, let us change ourselves. So now I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the World Transformation Summit for this rare opportunity to be amongst other heart and soul transformers for a better world. Having shared with you some of my take on this soul expansion journey, I realize that not every aspect can be fully disclosed in a first volume. So what I do look forward to is sharing with you in the near future, should you wish to go deeper into the root of pain and dissolve it, and explore the 9 steps to happiness formula in more detail and gain support on how best to use these key steps in eliminating barriers and bring an improvement in your outlook on life. Why not join me, Diane King, at the World Transformation Summit, which you can now register for at www.worldtransformationsummitlive.live. Yes, and I also welcome feedback on the happiness formula. You can get a copy of the book on Amazon, on Kindle, being sold for $1.99. And if you request follow-up one-to-one coaching session, you and your friend might wish to have so. Why not? For exploring life challenges and discovering your own unique coping strategies and how best to remain grounded in your happiness zone. Well, my coaching sessions are tailored to meet your specific needs, and it entails some dynamic alternative creative practice resources for dissolving pain into joy. They cover positive thinking, meditation and visualization, creative writing, art, music expression, laughter session, nature walk, and themed weekend retreats. Patrick and Marie is going to invite you to my boot camp session, and Patrick will talk you more through it and about it. So I do look forward to sharing a happy vibration with all of you there. Until such time, let world transformation begin. And let it begin with 10 more scientific steps that you can practice in your own free time to make perfect this world transformation that is in our hands. Are you ready to transform with me? I hope so. I really hope you do. So, I trust you enjoyed that moment with me. Yours truly, Diane King, signing out, leaving you in the capable hands of the Transformational Summit as we look forward to preparing ourselves for the boot camp, free training segment for you and yours. Have a wonderful transformation.